before you go, there's something I want you to have.
Oh, it's beautiful. But wait a minute, isn't this...
Yeah, yes it is.
But I thought the old lady dropped it into the ocean in the end.
Well, baby, I went down and got it for you.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Oops, I went to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. I got you a lost necklace again. We're going to talk about this because it doesn't make any sense. The implication here is that Britney Spears is living on Mars as a dancer. This astronaut flew to Mars, gave her the necklace from Titanic that he went to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean to get. The heart of the ocean is $371 million to $500 million total. This 56-carat diamond is flanked by 103 diamonds set in white gold. It weighs 11.2 grams, the center diamond only, so it's probably around 11.6 grams. The Titanic sits at a depth of about 12,500 feet in the North Atlantic. This is just off the seaboard of New York City. When you look at the currents in that area, okay, it's a circular current. The currents run northeast in the area of the Titanic. So we can assume that if the currents are slow in the Titanic debris field, we're going to assume that she dropped the necklace just as they were leaving because it shows the boat moving, but we're going to assume that it lands in the debris field. Minimal drift would be 6 kilometers by about 9 kilometers. If there's a hard current that day, it'll be roughly 25 to 30 kilometers. All right, that's an estimation.
Lopez, I want to see where this goes. Yeah.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared will give us the rough estimate of where this necklace is. We're talking roughly 30 kilometers wide here. This assumes it's not swallowed by a fish. Part 3.
Whales aren't fish.
They're close enough. Let's talk about how we get there. We have a real-life expedition to... or we had a real-life expedition to the Titanic Ocean Gate.
Oh, no.
It costed about $250,000 per person. It took 8 full days. It's 2 hours down to the wreck, 4 hours at the wreck, 2 hours back with life support systems. The search grid is going to be from 54 kilometers squared to 750 kilometers squared. Doing the math, that's going to give us about 2 to 12 and a half hours per pass, about 20 hours per kilometer, roughly 10 to 15 days for this whole search.
Oh my God.
Total cost is going to be about $300,000 to $3 million. That's the initial estimate. But there's a problem. The submersible needs a robot arm.
Oh, God damn it. God damn it. God
So you have
damn
to
it.
attach this robot arm to the submersible. There's only one. It takes a 5-day training course. It's going to cost you about $100,000. No backup, so don't break it. Problem. Ocean Gate doesn't exist. You got to start it back up.
Oh my God.
The startup. Roughly, it was estimated to be worth about $66 million, had 50 employees worldwide, 3 total submersibles. Here's the issue. You're not sub-safe. You have millions in unpaid fines. Just to get it back up on its feet, it's going to cost about $50 million to $100 million, okay? However, there is an alternative. You can use an unmanned robot submarine. This is going to be about $40,000 per day. We're going to guess roughly 8 days for $320,000 total, $100,000 for the ship to the site. This includes crew and supplies. Let's say you got it. So you have this necklace. You either took the submarine or you took the unmanned robot submarine. Now you have the artifact. Currently, all artifacts are owned by the RMS Titanic Incorporated Company. There are 5 museums in the United States. They range from $34 to $7 entrance fee. You have to assume that the necklace is going to be sent to one of these museums for resale or, just for a touring show. 18-month lead time, you got to figure that it's going to be on tour. It's going to sell for about $500 million to $1 billion. This is based off of the Hope Diamond, okay? That's probably not the path you're going to want to go. So you're going to have to steal it.
God damn it. God damn it.
The Hope
God damn
Diamond
it.
is a real diamond. This is the closest thing we have. It's guarded by 4 armed guards 24 hours a day. It has impenetrable glass case. The case is lowered into a titanium pedestal each night. The museum is vaulted with active alarm systems. So you're going to need a crew. You're going to need one insider with high-level access, a hacker with intimate knowledge of the security system, one skilled jeweler to create an exact replica. You're going to need a team of contractors for a fake museum, enough costumes to make it cheeky and fun. This is going to take about $500,000 for bribes. Once you have that, now we can go to Mars. Currently, all flights to Mars are purely hypothetical. Initial estimates place the price between $100,000 and $500,000 per person. Again, this is based off Elon Musk's promises, so take it with a grain of salt. I wouldn't do that. I would just become an astronaut. NASA training requires you to be a U.S. citizen, have 2 years of related work experience, or 1,000 hours of pilot, pass the flight astronaut physical, have a STEM degree, and a whole bunch of other stuff. This is going to take roughly 15 years to become an accredited astronaut. The Mars flight itself, again, purely hypothetical, is going to cost about $1 billion and take 18 months. In order to orbit Mars while you're there, because it's going to take a couple days, it's going to cost about $716 million per day. Some dangers, radiation, muscle atrophy, solitary life, unplanned catastrophe. There's a lot here to think about. But now you have the necklace and you're on Mars. You notice Britney Spears has a troupe of dancers on Mars, right? So you got to figure she has basics: utilities, habitats, storage facilities, workplaces, airlocks, resource extraction equipment, energy production, food production, propellant production, fuels, off-planet comms, moving equipment, and so on. There's a problem. Mars is a dead planet, so you got to wake it up. The first thing you'll notice is that he's not wearing a helmet. She's not wearing a helmet. They're outside. Atmosphere consists of about 78% nitrogen. To restart the core, you're going to need energy to move roughly 6 septillion pounds uniformly. This creates a magnetic field around Mars. Let's talk about total cost here. The total estimated cost is going to be about
$6,607,020,034.
You're going to need roughly 15 years for astronaut schooling, 8 to 15 days for the ocean expedition, 1 night for the heist, 18 months to get to Mars. This is just a guess, but you are going to have at least 2 centuries to set up that Mars colony, and it's going to take a long time to farm that asteroid belt in order to get and you need 3.5 trillion nuclear warheads to start that core.
Right.
This is all just so you can say, oops, I went to the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. I got you a lost necklace again. Here's the case. I don't think Britney Spears thought about all of this when she created the video. I think she just said it haphazardly. So, my fellow judges, I want you to rule against Britney Spears for not thinking this through and just writing something in a pop song that just doesn't make any sense. She's guilty, guilty, guilty. I rest my case.
You brought some very tangible arguments. I have a few questions before I get my final vote out. Did you use ChatGPT for any of this?
No, I did not. I literally wrote this over a week. It took me a long time to do this.
You also haven't even talked about how flippant she sort of is about the whole situation.
Well, baby, I went down and got it for you.
Aw, you shouldn't have.
I've seen people react more to winning prizes out of claw machines.
I think if somebody came to Mars and gave me a necklace, yeah, I'd be a little more excited than she is.